Good morning, students and staff. This is Chris Barnes. Obviously, I'm the principal here at Alleghany High School. To make things simpler for you folks and to try to access you students where you are, I've decided to do a video program for our opening assembly so that you folks don't have to come down to the new gym. At this point, I'll go over everything that you need to know for this school year, re-go over some stuff that you already learned last year, and make sure that there's a chance for you to ask any questions you might have. So welcome back, and let's get started. First off, you need to remember that what we're doing is thinking forward. We want to make sure that we have things planned for you so that when you graduate high school, you are ready to enter the workforce, ready to go to college, the military, or any other thing that you want to do. And remember, our main goal is so that you end up after high school with choices that you have to choose from for what you want to do, not being forced to make any one choice because there aren't any other options. So what that means to me, to prepare you the best for the real world, we need to make you competitive, not just compared to each other, but compared to other students in the state, this country, and this world. Don't forget, the world is shrinking with the increase in technology, and what's going to be expected of you is going to be different from what was expected from me when I left high school, oh so many years ago. We're also going to increase our expectations for you for academics and the rigor of the classes that you're taking. High school shouldn't be something you just get regardless. High school should be challenging for you. It should push you to add to your thinking and should push to make you a better person. I want to decrease the number of rules that we have. And over the past several years, we've decreased a lot of the things that we're putting rules on you for, because what we should be doing is increasing the accountability and our expectations for you folks. So we have as few rules as we're able to have to make things run smoothly here at the school. What we really need is you to have the expectation that you're making good choices when you're here in the building. What you see in front of you now is the average income and unemployment rate for different stages of schooling. So if you have less than a high school diploma, your unemployment rate average is 12%. Your average weekly earning is $471 per week. And it goes up from there. High school diploma, some college, associate's, bachelor's, master's degree, and up. Now, of course, this doesn't stand true for everybody. But our main goal is that when you graduate high school, that you have everything you need to be successful and a plan for what you're going to do to make sure you can earn a livable wage for you and your family as you grow older. Now, this isn't saying that everyone has to go to college to be successful. That's not it at all. But what you need to do is have a plan for when you leave high school. What you can expect from me, what you can expect from school. For the past 2 years, we've had students on our leadership team, and the leadership team is a group here at the school that makes all the decisions for policy of how things operate, the rules that we have, and the way we do things. And our senior class president and the student council president are both on that team to provide a student example and student opinions as to what decisions we make. Of course, you can always eat outside in the Trojan Terrace. You can also eat in our lobby. And you can move around during lunch. There's intramurals in the gym. All that we ask is you make responsible choices while you're eating. You don't have to eat in the same place all the time. You have the privilege to eat where you think you're most comfortable with you and your friends. Seniors, don't forget, we do have that senior courtyard that's open for you. We also have a new room for you back behind where the lunchroom is. If you go down the hall and take a left, there's a room set up for you seniors to be able to eat in privacy. Underclassmen, that is just for seniors, and seniors, that is for your privilege that can be taken away if you are leaving that room messy or things aren't done well. Also, for those upperclassmen, you know what Friday break is. That's something you'll continue to have, leaving Friday at 2:05 so long as you still have your Trojan Pride card. And don't forget, on the back of that Trojan Pride card, there are lots of different discounts for local restaurants. So look at that. Local businesses have all contributed to have you have privileges there as well. So make sure you look at that. Don't forget, Friday break is not eligible if you have been disciplined and we take your Trojan Pride card, if you have failing grades in a class, or if you have makeup time. Last year we talked about reducing the expectations on our cell phones. What we want to do is to mirror what's going to happen in real life here at school to prepare you for what you'll experience when you have a job and when you leave school. If you were working at Food Line or Lowe's, if you were in the break room or if you were on your lunch break, you could use your phone just like anything else, but you're not allowed to use your phone when you're in the middle of serving a customer or in the middle of working. So what we want to do is decrease our expectations on technology during transition times, during lunch, So if you want to text your parents to tell them you'll be home late after school during class change, or use your phone during lunch, that's your privilege. We don't mind you doing that as long as you do that responsibly. However, that means the expectations during class time are higher. That means if your phone is out during a time when your instruction is going on, or during the time from bell to bell when a class is going on, that teacher has the right and the responsibility to take that phone and turn it into the office. Now again, I've decreased the expectations during every other time. It's fair that I increase the expectations during class time. If your phone does get confiscated the first time, your parent just comes, picks it up, meets with us, and it's fine. Second time it happens, you'll get after-school detention, and your parent has to come and have a meeting with me and you before your phone's returned to them. And the third consequence, you'll be disciplined as if you're being non-compliant, which means that you're not listening to the rules that we have for you. And it goes up from there. This is probably the biggest change that you folks will experience this year. We're going to be providing you with targeted instructional time designed to help improve your potential on the ACT, the plan test, and the work keys test that you take. Don't forget that this plan and the ACT test will determine what classes you can take during high school, what schools you can apply to after you graduate high school, and what jobs may be available to you. So these tests are very important. So after the homeroom ends, after the first 10 days, we'll be starting to do ACT review in 9th, 10th, and 11th grade, and work keys review in 12th grade. So your homeroom teacher will go over with you where you're supposed to go during what time, and on Tuesdays and Thursdays you will be having targeted ACT review time for everyone. Tardies are something we've worked with over the past several years, and our tardy discipline has gone down. But remember, there's going to be an escalation of consequences, and every tardy you receive during the 6 weeks counts, and at the end of the 6 weeks, it rolls back over to 0, so you have a fresh chance at a fresh start. For the first 3 tardies in a 6 weeks, nothing happens. Everyone's late every once in a while. You have to use the restroom, you have to talk to a teacher, something like that. Your 4th tardy in a 6 weeks receives after-school detention. The 5th and 6th tardies receive Saturday school. And once you receive 7 tardies in a 6 weeks, you'll lose your Trojan Pride card for the rest of the 6 weeks. You'll also have a day of ISS, and we'll invite your parents in to come meet with us. Don't forget that tardies count in every class, not just the one in the beginning of the day. Don't forget that you can lose Friday break if you're tardy too often. And a new thing we may be doing is removing your parking privileges, especially if you're tardy in the mornings. If you can't drive yourself here on time, there's a big yellow bus that will be willing to come and pick you up and make sure you get to school on time. Don't forget, for those guys who've forgotten, we do have a warning bell in between your beginning and ending of transition bells. So when you hear that warning bell, that means you have 1 minute left to get to class on time. So don't forget that that's there to help you. Absences are a continual struggle for us here. It's probably one of the biggest problems that we have. So like we did in the spring semester last year, we have broken down your allotted absences for the semester into 6-week chunks. So this first 6 weeks that we're in right now, you'll only be allotted 2 absences before you receive makeup time after that, and then 3 absences for the second and third 6 weeks. You will owe makeup time for every absence over the allotted amount. Now you can make up time Tuesday through Saturday, afternoons and then Saturday mornings. And any class that you have not made up all the time in, at the end of the 6 weeks, you will receive a failing grade for that 6 weeks. Don't forget the absences you have to make up are regardless of excused or unexcused absences. But you do need to turn in doctor notes and sick notes, because that helps me determine whether your absences were valid or not. So don't forget, you only have 2 absences for this 6 weeks, and then after that you'll have to make up everything else that's made. So a good idea would be to, come to school every day, and then you don't have that problem. Dress code. Now, a lot of students say, well, how come you didn't talk to so-and-so, and how come you didn't talk to this person? Their skirt was short, and their pants were long, and their this and that and the other. I can't possibly be expected to see every kid every day. I do my best, but I don't always do that. So just understand that there are certain rules and expectations for your dress, just like you will have when you get a job, just like you'll have if you're in the military, just like you have at college. So there are certain expectations for your dress that we have for you. No hats, visors, scarves, or bandanas in the building. Now that doesn't mean you can put it on during class change either. If you go outside and you want to wear a hat walking from the new building to the ag building, I don't care. But it has to come off when you're in the building, please. And don't put it back on the minute you get out of the sight of the teacher. Revealing fashions. The best way to explain that is things with plunging necklines, tank tops, dresses with spaghetti straps, midriff tops, short skirts, and mini skirts aren't acceptable. You have a certain level of expectation just like you would have at a job. All tops must have a 2 to 3 inch shoulder strap, which means not spaghetti strap but an actual strap to wear. No pajamas or bedroom slippers or blankets of any kind are allowed. If you have a classroom that's cold, bring a sweater. Your tops must be long enough to cover the waistband of your pants, and don't expect that you can, as long as you put your arms down, your midriff won't be exposed. You need to make sure that your midriff isn't exposed when you have your arms up or around any other way. Don't expose your undergarments. Males, that also means white t-shirts or those underarm shirts without the sleeves. Shorts and skirts, they have to be longer than fingertip length extended to the side, and a good rule of thumb is no longer than 3 inches above your knee. So ladies, I know that some of you may have shorter arms than others, but that does mean that you can't, your skirt has to be long enough to cover, your thighs on your legs as well. Waistband of your clothing must not be worn below the top of the hip bone. In other words, gentlemen, don't sag your pants. And then logos and words on clothing can't be offensive or suggestive to others. So anything suggesting drugs or alcohol, obscene remarks, illustrations, anything like that can't be worn at school either. Now, if you do wear something that you're not supposed to wear, we will give you something that you can change into for the first day, or you can go home, or someone can bring you another outfit. After that, there are consequences for wearing inappropriate clothing, and they're contained in your handbook if you want to look at that at this time. Just understand that we want you to present a professional attitude here at school because we're teaching you what you're going to have after you leave school and you're at work. Alright, I should also be able to expect from you responsible choices for the things that you do, honest dialogue for you with questions and concerns you have, and then we have an increase in expectations for your behavior. Middle school is a long time ago, elementary school is even farther away. This is grown-up school, and at high school we're going to expect you to behave like adults, and you have the expectation that we'll treat you like adults when you do that. So what we expect from you is to make responsible choices every time out. Now, a lot of you may have questions about some of the stuff I've covered. If you have a question, you can go ahead and email it to me. My email's there on the screen, or you can turn in your question to a homeroom teacher, and I'll post the questions and answers for everyone in a blog where you can access and find answers to your questions. So if you have any questions, go ahead and write them down at this time, or you can pull out a device or your phone and email them to me. And I'll try to get those turned around and make sure you guys have understanding of what's going on. In closing, we've got an exciting year for you. We've got a lot of things planned. We're excited that you're back, and we really have a push towards making you guys as successful as possible. Last year, for the first time in 10 years, our graduation rate was almost 90%. We want to beat that again this year, seniors, so we want to make sure that all of you make it through to graduation. We're here to help you. If you have questions or concerns, make sure you see us. Okay? Welcome to the 2013-2014 school year. Have a good day.